Hi, 7th grade. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. It seems like we're finally getting some spring weather again after those rainy days earlier this week. Of course, I'm recording this on Thursday, which is like, yay, the sun's out. I hope tomorrow, Friday, which is probably when you'll watch this, is just as nice. You guys can hurry up and get your work done and get outside and go play and enjoy some fresh air, which is a great way to stay healthy. Today, we're going to go over grammar. So I'm going to go over for you the pages that you completed so that you can look at the answers. Now, I know this perfect tense is kind of hard. So if you were having a difficult time with it and you missed a lot of the questions, then please go back and watch the videos, and maybe I'll see if I can find a couple more for you. Keep in mind, perfect tense is something that happens over a period of time, not just one specific point of time, but a period of time. So past perfect is something that started in the past and then continued, but ended in the past as well. Then present perfect is something that happened in the past but is continuing into the present. And then future perfect is something that will end at some point in the future. So that should help you a little bit, especially when you're trying to determine if something is a perfect tense or not a perfect tense, or if you should use perfect tense or not. Think about, did this happen at one specific time, or did this happen over a period of time? And that's why we use perfect tenses. A good way to tell when you're looking at a sentence if a verb is a perfect tense is that perfect tenses always have a helper. They always have has, had, have along with them. So if you see that helper, that's usually a clue that you're looking at a perfect tense verb phrase. And of course, the future is always going to have will as well. But just because the future has will doesn't make it perfect. But when it has will have, that's when you have a clue this is a perfect tense verb, okay? So let's look at pages 201 and 202, and then we're going to go over to 203 and 204. Now, everybody should have the correct pages now because I copied them correctly and gave them to Mrs. Hetzler to distribute to you guys on Monday. If you did not get those, then you need to email me so that I can send them to you, because I'm not going to continue to accept grammar pages in which you only did the one page. You need to do both sides of the page from this point on, okay? We clear on that? Good. Okay. Or if you do give me half the page, I'll just give you half credit, I guess, is probably how I'll just solve that problem. So I'm pretty sure I went over 201 with you guys in the review in the past video, but I'm going to go over just very quickly, and then we'll look at 202, which is the part that you actually did on your own. So on page 201, the guided practice, number 1, the verb was have traveled, and it was perfect tense. Number 2, the verb is were, and that is not perfect. Number 3, the verb is had widened, and that is perfect tense. Number 4, the verb is had hindered, and that was perfect tense. Number 5, the verb is deteriorated, and that is not perfect tense. Number 6, will have arrived, and that is perfect tense. Then number 7, your verb is has arrived, and that is present perfect. Number 8, had arrived is past perfect. Number 9, will have arrived is future perfect. Number 10, will have repaired is future perfect. And number 11, have repaired is present perfect. Okay, so you should have already had those. I think I went over those in the last video. Okay, so now let's look at page 202. Now I want you to check these. You need to be honest with yourself, because if you're not getting this, you need to keep working at it. Some of the things in grammar are easier and some of them are harder, but you need to understand this in order to move on, because grammar builds just like math. And so if you don't understand the verb tenses, then you're going to have a difficult time as we move forward with the grammar lessons, okay? If you're having a hard time just finding the verbs, then you're going to need to go back and find for yourself some verb videos. If you're really having trouble, reach out to me in email and I can send you some. But you need to be able to, you should be able to at this point, be able to pick out subjects and verbs without too much problem, because you've been doing this for a long time throughout your entire school grammar career. And if that is where you're stuck, then you need to email me so that I can try and find some worksheets and some videos for you to help you to figure out how to find the subject and the verb, okay? So let's look at page 202 here. All right, so this was just pretty much the same thing that we did together on the guide to practice, but there was a few extra. Of course, there's more, you know, because you're doing it on your own. Number one, your verb phrase for number one is had filled, and that is perfect tense. Number two, your verb is constructed. That is not perfect tense. Number three, the verb is delivered, and that is not perfect tense. Number four, your verb is had developed. That is perfect tense. Number five, your verb is had provided, which is perfect tense. Number six is placed, which is not perfect tense. Number seven, the verb is drained, which is not perfect tense. Number eight, the verb is have eased, which is perfect tense. Number nine, your verb is was, which is not perfect tense. Okay, so, oh, my nose is itchy. It always happens when I'm talking to you guys. Okay, it must be allergic to YouTube videos, grammar YouTube videos. I don't know. This was happening the other day anyways. It's just a tickle. It's not a snot or a booger, I promise, okay? I don't know. I've got like a hair, dust. I don't know what it is. Okay, I can only resist for so long. It's like the other day I went to Aldi, and you know when you're at the store, you're not supposed to touch your face because you're touching all these other things that could possibly have the virus, and my face had never been more itchy before in my entire life, and I was sitting here trying to go like this and like itch my face without touching it. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. It was torturous. And then I get home and it like doesn't bother me. Like my nose wasn't itchy before I started this video. It's only itchy now because I'm doing a video and I don't want you guys to see me itch my nose. All right, so anyways, you can laugh at me. Go ahead, just laugh. Okay. 10. So now we're doing where you have to underline the verb and you're going to decide if it's present, future, or past. So what you have to do here is you're thinking of when did this happen, when does this end, okay? So number 10, they have moved twice is present tense. Have is your clue there. Oftentimes present tense is going to have or has. The helping verb is going to be in present tense. That's a clue for you. 10, he will have cleaned his room by noon. Well, the will is the huge clue there because that's future tense. Number 12, he had cleaned his room earlier. Had is past tense helping verb, and the earlier is also a clue, letting you know that it's finished, he's done with it. So that is past perfect. 13, she has baked a chocolate cake. Has baked, has is a present tense helper. That's present perfect. 14, she will have baked a chocolate cake. That's future perfect. Will is your clue with that one. Number 15, she had baked a chocolate cake. Had is past tense. That's your clue that it is past perfect. So now you should write a short sentence about something that you did and then rewrite it using past perfect, future perfect. Now, I'm noticing several of you, when you upload these grammar pages, are not doing the quick write or the apply and write. I'm going to start docking points for that. You have to do the apply and write every single time. It is never optional. If you do not do the apply and write, it is going to be -1 point from the assignment. Okay, which is going to take you down from a 100% to like an 80% on the assignment. And it's easy points, okay? So you have to do the apply and write. The reason why we learn grammar is so we can become better writers. So you have to do the apply and write. I'm serious. Starting today, papers given to me without a sentence written in the apply and write are losing a point, okay? Do the apply and write every time. I shouldn't have to remind you. I shouldn't have to tell you. It's part of the page. It's right there on the directions. You have to do the apply and write. Always. Okay? We clear? Good. All right. So now let's look at the next page that you're going to be doing today. This is page 203 and 204. This is more perfect tenses. We're not moving on from perfect tense yet. So you're still kind of stuck with the perfect tense. The perfect tenses refer to something that has been or will be completed. Present perfect tense instead of past. You use present perfect tense instead of past tense when you're telling about something that was completed in a past, but all the way clear up into a present event. So what you're doing here is they're going to you have to find the verbs again and the verb phrase, so underline the helpers as well. And then you're going to determine if it's past, present, future, and then the bottom of the page, we're actually writing the present tense verb that fits in the sentence according to what they've asked you, okay? So you use present perfect tense if something started in the past and continued until the present, okay? You use past perfect tense if it started in the past and also ended in the past. You use future perfect tense if it's something that has started already or is going to start in the future and then is going to end in the future, okay? Something that is ongoing, that is continuing at this point, or something that you have yet to start but it's going to continue on to another point, okay? So I'm going to go over page 203 with you so that you understand how to do these, okay? So you're going to underline the verb phrase twice, and then you're writing present, past, or future, and they're all perfect in this case, okay? So they're not, you don't have to decide if it's perfect. It's going to be perfect, okay? So you're looking for the whole verb phrase with all the helpers, okay? So number one, by 1768, James Watt had built the first practical steam engine. Had built, that's your verb phrase. And now this is something that was completed in 1768. Of course, it's in the past. Plus, you have the clue of the helper had, which is in past tense. So in the blank, you would write past perfect. I think perfect is already written there. It's written there in my book. So if it's not written in, you need to write the word perfect as well. Number two, by 1807, Robert Fulton had designed a steamboat, the Clermont. Your verb is had designed. Again, by 1807, he was done. He was done in the past. So it's past perfect. Plus we have the helping verb had, which is in past tense. 3, Robert Fulton's passenger steamboat will have celebrated its 200th anniversary soon. Will have celebrated is your verb. The will is a clue. It's future perfect. Also, the fact that it says soon, which means it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen at some point in the future. That lets you know that it is future perfect. Okay? So now the next section, you are writing the correct verb yourself. So you have to use the helping verb that is in the right tense and the correct form of the verb. Number 4, by tomorrow night, and they want the future perfect of read. So you're going to write, I will have read 20 pages. Okay? Number 5, by the time, let's see, we're using prepare, past perfect of prepare. Now, past means I'm using the helping verb had, okay? Past tense. By the time the guests arrived last night, I had prepared all the food. Okay, so you're going to write in the blank, had prepared. Then number 6, they're looking for present perfect of replace. Now, replace is going to use, present perfect is going to use the present tense of have, has, had, which is either going to be has or have, depending on what fits better in the sentence. So today, the diesel engine, it's going to be has replaced steam power for water travel. So now your goal is to complete the other page. Page 204, you're going to do the exercises and the apply and write. And now this apply and write actually asks for 3 or 4 sentences. So guess what I'm looking for? 3 or 4 complete sentences. I know you can do it. All right. I'll see you again soon. Bye, 7th grade.